المشركين كافة كما يقاتلونكم كافة واعلموا أن الله مع المتقين إنما النسيء زيادة في الكفر يضل به الذين كفروا يحلونه عاما ويحرمونه عاما ليواطئوا عدة ما حرم الله فيحلوا ما حرم الله زين لهم سوء أعمالهم والله لا يهدي القوم الكافرين يا أيها الذين آمنوا ما لكم إذا قيل لكم انفروا في سبيل الله اثاقلتم إلى الأرض أرضيتم بالحياة الدنيا من الآخرة فما متاع الحياة الدنيا في الآخرة إلا قليل إلا تنفروا يعذبكم عذابا أليما ويستبدل قوما غيركم ولا تضروه شيئا والله على كل شيء قدير إلا تنصروه فقد نصره الله إذ أخرجه الذين كفروا ثاني اثنين إذ هما في الغار إذ هما في والله عزيز حكيم صدق الله العظيم.
What's the link for this? Social. Ahmad کو بھیجو. لنک مجھے دے. مجھے احمد نے رکھ. ٹھیک احمد نے رکھ. السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ.
وعلیکم السلام ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ.
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. نحمده ونصلی علی رسولہ الکریم. اما بعد. قال اللہ سبحانہ وتعالی اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم. ان عدۃ الشہور عند اللہ 12 شہرا فی کتاب اللہ یوم خلق السماوات والارض منها 4 حرم. وقال النبی صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم ان الزمان قد استدار كهيئته يوم خلق الله السماوات والارض. السنة 12 شهرا منها 4 حرم 3 متواليات ذو القعدة وذو الحجة ومحرم وواحد فرد رجب مضر الذي بين جمادى وشعبان. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم افضل الصيام بعد رمضان صيام شهر الله المحرم وافضل الصلاة بعد الفريضة الصلاة في جوف الليل. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم الحسن والحسين سيدا شباب أهل الجنة. وقال عليه السلام حسين مني وأنا من حسين حسين سبط من الأسباط. وقال عليه السلام صيام يوم عاشوراء أحتسب على الله أن يكفر السنة التي قبله او كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. صدق الله مولانا العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ما قال ربنا وخالقنا ورازقنا من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. ان الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا ايها الذين امنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. سب درود شریف پڑھیں. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي وأزواجه أمهات المؤمنين وذريته وأهل بيته كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. Respected elders, brothers, friends, ladies, young ones, first of all we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shukr of Allah for all His ni'mats is necessary. We have to realize وَمَا بِكُم مِّن نِعْمَةٍ فَمِنَ اللَّهِ. Whatever ni'mat you have is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Be appreciative. If you appreciate Allah's ni'mats, Allah will give you more. If you are ungrateful, Allah will take those ni'mats away. May Allah protect us from nashukri and being ungrateful. Give us tawfiq to do shukr on all ni'mats. Zahiri ni'mat, batini ni'mat, khana, peena, pehenna, odna, chalna, firna, utna, baithna, good health, food, drinks, money, job, all zahiri ni'mats. Good house, car, children, business. And batini ni'mat, Iman, Islam, Ihsan, Quran, Hidayat, Tawfiq, Salat, Siyam, Tilawat, Zikr, Fikr, Ibadat, or Ruhani ni'mats. وَأَسْبَغَ عَلَيْكُمْ نِعَمَهُ ظَاهِرَةً وَبَاطِنًا. Allah mentioned both types of ni'mats. We have to be grateful for both. And Allah said, لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. If you do shukr, I'll give you more. So if you do shukr on zahiri ni'mats, money, khana, peena, pehenna, odna, gadi, Allah will give you more. Similarly, if you do shukr on batini ni'mat, Iman, Islam, Ihsan, Namaz, Tawfiq, Tilawat, Zikr, Alhamdulillah, Allah you gave me the tawfiq to read Quran. Allah, you gave me the tawfiq to pray namaz. You brought me to the masjid. You gave me tawfiq to pray namaz with Jamaat. Allah will give you tawfiq to do more. To come for masjid again, Jamaat again, Bayan again, Tilawat again, Zikr again. And Allah will give you more ruhani ni'mats. So we have to do shukr of Allah on both ni'mats. May Allah give us tawfiq to do so.
Amen.
Then, after thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I would like to thank the organizers of the program, Maulana Qari Wali Sahab, Intizamiya Committee. Jazakallah for inviting me. Shukriya, thank you very much. Maybe lain shakartum la azidannakum here as well. And also, I would like to thank you all for turning up, taking your time out. I know you could have been relaxing at home, but you took the time out to come to the masjid to learn something about our beautiful deen, al-Islam. May Allah give me tawfiq to say something which is beneficial for myself first and then for all of us. Respected elders, brothers, friends, ladies, today's topic is about Muharram, the month of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. First of all, what is Muharram? And why is it called month of Allah? Muharram is from the root word harrama yuharrimu tahriman, and it's isme maf'ul. Harrama yuharrimu means to make something haram, to prohibit something. So Muharram means the prohibited month. So there are some things which are prohibited in this month which are haram, or let's say which used to be prohibited, which were haram. And that is war, battle. In the pre-Islamic period, they used to take Muharram as the sacred month. They would never fight in this month. Even if they saw the murderer of their own father, they would turn away and leave him alone. They would not retaliate or take revenge from him if it was the month of Muharram. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also revealed in the Quran, إِنَّ عِدَّةَ الشُّهُورِ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ 12 شَهْرًا فِي كِتَابِ اللَّهِ يَوْمَ خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ مِنْهَا أَرْبَعَةٌ حُرُمٌ. The amount of months with Allah, since Allah created the heavens and the earth, has always been 12 months. From them, 4 are Ashur-e Hurum, sacred months. What are those 4 sacred months? Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in the hadith of Sahih Bukhari, narrated by Sayyiduna Abu Bakr al-Thaqafi radiyallahu anhu, ثلاث متواليات ذو القعدة وذو الحجة ومحرم ورجب مضر الذي بين جمادى وشعبان. 3 months are continuous: ذو القعدة, ذو الحجة, and Muharram, and Rajab, which is between Jumada Thaniya and Sha'ban. These 4 months were taken as Ashhur-e Hurum, months of special ihtiram, respect and sacredness. खास ihtiram होता था इनमें जानी दुश्मन को भी नहीं छेड़ते थे. Let him off. In the beginning, Islam also kept this for some time. But then this hukm was abrogated. If there was need, qital was permitted. However, the respect of this month still remained. This is why Allah said, فَلَا تَظْلِمُوا فِيهِنَّ أَنفُسَكُمْ. Do not do zulm upon yourselves in these months. Now, in these 4 months, you have to be extra careful. What is zulm upon yourself? What is injustice to yourself? Whenever a person disobeys Allah, sins, he is doing injustice to himself. इंसान अल्लाह की नाफरमानी करता है तो अपने साथ वो बेइंसाफी करता है, अल्लाह का हुक्म तोड़ रहा है, अपना नुकसान कर रहा है. Because every sin and disobedience pushes you towards the fire of Jahannam. And this is zulm on yourself. One is zulm on another person and the other is zulm on yourself. So Allah said, in these 4 months, be very careful. Don't do zulm on yourself. Don't commit any injustice. Don't do anything wrong. Don't sin. Although you should be careful all 12 months, but these 4 months have some special sanctity and ihtiram and adab. You see, Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah, they are months of Hajj. Hujjaj Kiram travel for Hajj. Muharram, still Hujjaj are returning home. So special adab, respect due to Hajj. And then Rajab, because Ramadan is approaching, Sha'ban is around the corner. Allah said, so show special attention to the month of Rajab and start preparing for the month of Ramadan. So these 4 months have some special adab, ihtiram, respect. That's why they are called Ashhur al-Hurum. And Muharram is also a special month among these 4. One of the reasons for it being special is that our new year starts with Muharram. First of Muharram was last Wednesday, and 10th of Muharram will be coming Friday, inshallah. So because our new year starts from here, that's why our new year should start in a good way. And what is a good way to start your new year? By increasing our ibadat, valuing the time we have, realizing that Allah has given me so many years, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. I don't have that many years left. What I have had is more than what I have left. So I should value time. Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali rahmatullahi alayhi writes that, O insan, think for yourself. You just had Ramadan, such a blessed month. Last Ashara of Ramadan. And then came the Ashhurul Hajj, Shawwal, Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah. And Dhul Hijjah's first 10 days were extremely blessed, like the last 10 nights of Ramadan. There was the day of Arafah. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا يَوْمُ عَرَفَةٍ. What do you know what is the barakat of Arafah and the rahmat and the maghfirah of Arafah? And it finished. Now you have Muharram. You have the first 10 days of Muharram. You have the day of Ashura. This cycle is continuously moving, ongoing. This is giving you a message that always be on guard, be alert. Don't waste your life. Don't waste your time. Do something. Train yourself to do good. Ta'at. وَطِّن نَفْسَكَ عَلَى الطَّاعَات. Train yourself to be muti' and farma bardar. Walzam al-ibadat. Hold on to your ibadat and your worship. This is giving you this message that stay within this circle. Don't waste your life. Because remember, إنها أيام قلائل تزود بالقليل من القليل وهي الزاد للسفر الطويل ضيعت عمرك يا مغرور في غفلي قم للتلافي فأنت اليوم في مهلي واستفرغ الدمع مما فات من زمن واندم بتوب على أيامك الأول بادر إلى صالح الأعمال مجتهدا فالنجح في الجهد والحرمان في الكسل هل اعتبرت فكم حلوا وكم رحلوا وإنما الناس في حل ومرتحل وكيف تلعب والخمسون قد كملت وكيف تلهو ونار الشيب في شعلي ابرأ إلى كل حب من محبته وثق بحب رسول الله واتكل فحبه العروة الوثقى لمعتبر وحبه آية الإيمان فاكتملي وحبه العروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها ولا انفصام لحبل منه متصل أحبه ولذا أرجو شفاعته إن المحب من المحبوب في أملي. Beautiful poetry reminding us of our life. Don't waste your life. Muharram's message. Your last year 1444 after Hijrah has finished, 1445 started, we had 5 days gone. Time is moving really fast. Someone came to one of the mashayikh and said, can I talk to you for a while? And he replied, Amsiki shams hatta ukallibak. Stop the sun and I will talk to you. I can't stop the sun, then I can't talk to you. I have many things to do. Started praying his namaz. I have to get ready for my life after death. That's how they were. Hammad ibn Salama rahmatullahi alayhi's daily routine was so precise. Every day, everything was organized. His tahajjud, his fajr, his study, his teaching, his daily work, his zohar, asr, maghrib, wazaif, ibadat, tilawat, zikr, everything was organized. His student says, if he was told that tomorrow Malakul Maut is going to come and take you, your death, today is your last day, he would not have a minute to add something in his schedule. Because his schedule always routine and organized and busy preparing for Akhirah. Some of the mashayikh looked in the mirror and saw some grey hair on his beard. And he said, oh, Nazir is here. The warner is here. Now there is no time for anything else but Akhirah. And busy in A'malul Akhirah. So, the message of Muharram is value your life, don't waste your time. And I will add to Ibn Rajab's message, don't waste time on social media. WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. वो घड़ी TikTok होती है ना, बजती है घंटी. वो TikTok भी नाम इसीलिए रखा है because it goes TikTok, it's wasting your time. Once you go on it, you can't stop. One video after the other, it doesn't stop. And before you realize, an hour or two are gone. You can't sleep. It drives your sleep away. And then you're trying to sleep, but you can't fall asleep because your eyes, your memory, your mind, and everything has been upset. This is why many people say that when going to sleep, put your mobile at least 15-20 feet away from you. Then you'll get proper sleep. Put it on flight mode. Turn it off if you can. Mobile is a waste of time. It's wasting our life. Our Ustad Muhtaram Hazrat Sheikh Saifur Rahman Sahib is here. He was saying the other day that in my understanding, इस दौर का सबसे बड़ा फितना ये मोबाइल है. That the greatest fitna of this era is the mobile. Because it's eating people up. It's finishing us off, killing us. So, Muharram's message is, don't waste your time. Look, the year 1444 is gone. It's not going to come back. Right? In fact, in one hadith, it says every day the sun rises, an announcement is made by the day. O son of Adam, do whatever you can today because I am not going to come back in your life. Once the sun is going to set, that day is not going to come back in your life. It's gone. So, this is the message. Hassan Basri rahmatullah used to say, Yabna Adam, innama anta ayyam, فَإِذَا ذَهَبَ يَوْمٌ ذَهَبَ بَعْضُ. Son of Adam, you are the name of days. When a day in your life passes by, you have passed by. Your day is not gone, you are gone. Because life is made from years, 50, 60, 70 years. And years are made by months, months by weeks, weeks by days, days by hours, hours by minutes, minutes by seconds. So every second, every minute, you are wasting your life, you're wasting yourself. So this is Muharram, and this is the message of Muharram. And second point, Muharram is the month of Allah. All months are Allah's, but Muharram is related to Allah. Shahrullah, as in the hadith, أفضل الصيام بعد رمضان شهر الله المحرم. The most virtuous roza fasts after Ramadan are the fasts of Allah's month, which is Muharram. Now, why did Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam call it Allah's month? Could be one of two reasons. Suyuti rahmatullahi alayhi narrates in his Sharh of Nasa'i from Allama Iraqi rahmatullahi alayhi that Muharram is related to Allah by way of sharafat, honor. Everything is Allah's, but certain things are related to Allah. For example, whole world and all buildings and properties belong to Allah. But Kaaba Sharif is called Baytullah, the house of Allah, because of its sharafat and nobility and honor and azamat. Quran Sharif is called Kitabullah, Allah's Kitab. Mashayikh, ulama, sulaha are called Ahlullah because they are specially connected to Allah. They are always in remembrance of Allah, busy in the khidmat of the deen of Allah. So similarly, all 12 months are Allah's, but Muharram is related to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, perhaps because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made certain things haram in there. It is to show that qital in it was not made haram by anyone else, any human being. It was made haram by Allah Himself. Allah said, don't wage wars in the month of Muharram, it's haram for you. Because people were going to come for Hajj. Now if there were battles, then they would be killed on the route. In Zamani Jahiliyyah, there were so many murders, there was no peace, no security, no safety. So Allah made Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah, Muharram sacred, so people can be at ease and people can travel back and forth for Hajj with ease. So Muharram, Allah Himself called it haram. Don't fight in there, don't wage wars in there. So the tahreem is from Allah, that is why it's called Shahrullah al-Muharram. Another point mentioned by Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali, rahmatullahi alayhi, number 2, is that it's related to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because of the sawm. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, after the farz sawm of Ramadan, the best nafil sawm is that in the month of Muharram. Now, sawm has special connection with Allah because in the Hadith Qudsi, it is said, as-sawmu li wa ana ajzi bihi. Sawm is for me and I will personally reward for sawm. So in this month, because nafil sawm is encouraged, Allah said it's my month because you will fast for me. That is why it's called Shahrullah. Then a question arises over here. There is a hadith which says Nabi Pak sallallahu alayhi wasallam used to fast a lot in the month of Sha'ban. Al-Mu'mineen says, I never saw him fasting any month more than him fasting in Sha'ban. So why did he not fast so much in Muharram? Well, one answer to that is, number one, perhaps this fadilat of Muharram came towards the end of his life. He was informed about this fadilat towards the end of his life and he did not get the opportunity to fast so much in Muharram. Or number two, Ibn Rajab says, because he was on his travels and journeys. asfar or maraz, bimari, sickness. That is why he was unable to fast in the month of Muharram so much. Otherwise, in Sha'ban, Ramadan, he was mostly in Medina Sharif, not traveling. He was healthy and well. That's why he used to fast in Sha'ban more. He did not get the opportunity to fast in Muharram more. Having said that, he has encouraged us to fast in the month of Muharram. Will you try and fast, inshallah? As many days as possible. Fasting is beautiful ibadah. It's not just for Ramadan. Fasting is for the whole year. You can fast as much as as many fasts as you can. Sayyidina Muaz ibn Jabal radiyallahu anhu was on his deathbed, and he was saying, "Oh Allah, you know that I used to love life, but not so that I can hoard money and build mansions and villas. I used to love life so that I can keep roza and fast on the long days of the hot summer and experience the lazzat and the pleasure of that thirst in those hot days. And so that in the long nights of winter, I can stand in front of you in tahajjud and pray Quran after Quran, in namaz after namaz, salat after salat, in those long nights of winter. This is why I love life. Now you want to take me away? Take me away by your might and your power. You can strangle my throat and take my ruh out by as much force as you can. I have no complaint against you." This is their behavior regarding fasting. They used to fast a lot, even in the hot summer months. They would feel that lazzat and pleasure in that thirst which you experience in the long hot days of summer. This is the spirituality, the ruhaniyat, which we are craving for today. We fall for the lazzat and shahawat of the dunya. We have nothing to do with these ruhaniyat and these things. May Allah give us tawfiq to understand. Try and fast in the month of Muharram. May Allah give me tawfiq as well. If you can't fast a lot in the month, at least Monday and Thursday, especially Ashura, which is on Friday, fast on the Thursday before it. Let me mention to you the virtue of fasting on the day of Ashura. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "Siyamu yawmi Ashura ahtasibu ala Allahi an yukaffira as-sanata allati qablahu." Fasting on the day of Ashura, the 10th of Muharram, I have great hope that it will expiate for the sins of the previous year. मुझे उम्मीद है कि इस एक रोजे की बरकत से, ज्यादा नहीं, एक रोजा, वन रोजा, एक रोजे की बरकत से अल्लाह हमारे पिछले साल के सब गुनाह माफ कर देगा. Allah will forgive all the sins of the previous year by just this one roza of Ashura, and it's on Friday. In one hadith, Nabi Pak sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, لَإِنْ عِشْتُ الْعَامَ الْمُقْبِلْ لَأَصُومَنَّ التَّاسِعَ. If I live for the next year, I will also fast on the 9th. So ulama say it is mustahab to fast 2 days, the 9th and the 10th, meaning for this year, the Thursday and Friday. Why? Because one of the reasons for that is Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam arrived in Medina Sharif. When Muharram and Ashura came, he saw that the members of the Jewish community are fasting. He asked them, "Why are you fasting this day?" And they said, "It is this day, the 10th of Muharram," because the Jewish community also follow the lunar calendar. They have their own names, but they follow the lunar calendar. So they said, it is on this day, the 10th of Muharram, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala drowned Fir'aun and saved Musa alayhi salam and Bani Israel. That drowning in the sea of Fir'aun. فأتبعهم فرعون بجنوده فغشيهم من اليم ما غشيهم وأضل فرعون قومه وما هدى. Musa alayhi salam hit the stick on the sea and the water stopped and there were 12 roads and the Bani Israel crossed. They were in the middle and Fir'aun arrived at the edge And he looked, he stopped for a moment. And then through pride he said, this sea has stopped because of me. I am here. I'm going to pursue them and finish them off. And he also led his army right into the ocean. Bani Israel in the meantime quickly rushed and got out, and Pharaoh got in the middle. Allah commanded the ocean to start flowing again, and the huge massive waves of water drowned Pharaoh and his whole army in there, and no one from his army survived. Bani Israel were saved, and they came back to Egypt, and they became the kings and the owners of Egypt. So this huge in'am and blessing on Bani Israel happened on this day of Ashura. They said, we are fasting today in order to do shukr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, نحن أولى بموسى منكم فصامه وأمر بصيامه. We are more closer to Musa alayhi salam than you. Then he himself kept Rosa fast, and he sent a message around that everybody in Medina should fast today. Everybody fasted. In fact, he sent a message around that whoever has not eaten anything this morning should keep Rosa. And whoever had something to eat for breakfast or something, he should remain hungry and thirsty for the rest of the day. Sahabiyya say that we used to fast on the month of Ashura every year. We used to fast. And we used to make our children fast as well. If a child asked for something to eat or drink, we would keep him busy with some toys, dolls. He would forget his hunger and thirst. Then we would feed him after Maghrib. This is how important Ashura's fast was. But when Ramadan came, the farziyat, necessity of this fast was abrogated, mansukh, cancelled out, and it remained nafil. So it's mustahab and desirable to fast on the day of Ashura. In the beginning, according to the Hanafi research, it was farz. Then its farziyat was abrogated, cancelled out by the farziyat of Shahru Ramadan, alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran, and faman shahida minkum ash-shahra falyafṭirhu. So there is huge virtue in fasting on the day of Ashura. Fast for 2 days if you can. And if you can fast for 3 days, it is even better. So this year, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. 3 days is more better. Otherwise, 2 days, 9th and 10th, Thursday, Friday, or 10th and 11th, Friday and Saturday. Will you try and fast, inshallah? Say inshallah. Allah make it easy for you and for me. Make it easy for all of us to get this virtue and fazilat from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, among the incidents that happened in this month of Muharram, and especially on the day of Ashura, we mentioned one, which is Sayyiduna Musa alayhi salam and Bani Israel being saved from the persecution of Pharaoh and his armies, and their arch enemy being drowned on this day. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, فيه يوم تاب الله فيه على قوم ويتوب فيه على آخرين. In it is a day in which Allah accepted the tawbah, repentance of some people, and He will accept repentance of many in future. Meaning until the day of Qiyamah, the day of Ashura will remain barakati and blessed. And Allah had accepted many people's tawbah on this day. The reference is towards Ashura, and Allah will keep accepting tawbah on this day. You keep roza, your heart is humble, you're hungry, thirsty, weak, it's iftar time, you're sitting there, there's delicious food and drink in front of you, but you are making du'as. Allah has pity on you, mercy on you. You say, Allah forgive me, Allah I repent, I won't do this again. Please accept my tawbah. Allah will accept your tawbah. So this is one of the incidents that happened and the fazilat of it. Among other incidents, People say a lot of things like नूह अलैहिस्सलाम की कश्ती जूदी पहाड़ी पर इस दिन में सेट हुई थी, इब्राहिम अलैहिस्सलाम को आग में इस दिन डाला गया था, यूनुस अलैहिस्सलाम को मछली से इस दिन निकाला गया था, और बहुत कुछ कहते हैं, लेकिन वो साबित नहीं है। तारीखी तौर पर हदीस की रूह से साबित वही एक किस्सा है, नकल की है कुछ लोगों ने ये चीज़ें। दूसरा जो बड़ा वाक़या इस दिन हुआ है, सेकंड मेजर इंसिडेंट ऑन दिस डे इज शहादत ऑफ सैयदना हुसैन इब्न अली इब्न अबी तालिब रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु कररमल्लाहु वजहहु। So we talk a little bit about Sayyiduna Hussein and his little bit of his biography, background, shahadat. Sayyiduna Hussein radiallahu anhu is the son of Sayyiduna Ali, and his mother is Sayyidatuna Fatima radiallahu anhuma. His maternal grandfather Nana Jan is Rasul Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and his nani ammi is Hazrat Khadijatul Kubra radiyallahu ta'ala anha. His father is Sayyiduna Ali, son of Abu Talib, from the Khandan of Abdul Muttalib ibn Hashim, from Banu Hashim. Sayyiduna Hassan is the second child to be born to Hazrat Ali and Fatima. The first child is Sayyiduna Hassan. Sayyiduna Ali and Fatima got married after the Battle of Badr. And Sayyiduna Hassan was born in the year 3 after Hijrah, and Sayyiduna Hussein was born in the year 4 after Hijrah. This means when our beloved Prophet ﷺ died in the year 11 after Hijrah, Sayyiduna Hassan was 7 and Sayyiduna Hussein was 6. Nabi Kareem ﷺ used to love his grandsons to bits. He would sometimes go to the house of his daughter Hazrat Fatima radiyallahu anha, and he would say, Munne kahan hai? Bhejo unko jaldi. Where are my two beloved munnas? Send them out. And she would quickly get them ready, and they would run to Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He would also grab hold of them, embrace them, kiss them, hug them. He would feel really nice. Sometimes he would say, Huma rayhanataya min ad-dunya. Both of them are my flowers of this dunya. Just till you smell a rose, yasmin flower, you feel nice. I hug them and I feel really nice. I feel content. Once he was giving khutbah, Jummah khutbah on the mimbar, and they both came running and crawling. He saw them, he stopped his khutbah, he got down, he grabbed hold of them, he put them in his lap, kissed them, hugged them, and then he said to the people, Sadaqallah, Allah has spoken the truth. إنما أموالكم وأولادكم فتنة رأيت هذين فلم أصبر عليهما. Your children and your wealth are a test for you. I saw these two, I couldn't control myself. He used to love them. At times he would be praying namaz, Hassan would come crawling, he would be in ruku, he would stretch his feet wide, and Hassan would go from from between his both feet. Sometimes he would be praying namaz, they would come and jump on his back, he would let them stay there until they are satisfied, and then he would get up. Once he was sleeping, Hassan came crawling. He sat on his belly and he peed on the belly button of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the members of the household came rushing. They said, don't worry, he's only a child, baby. They never had nappies in those days. He said, don't worry, just get some water. And then he washed himself. So no need to get angry. So he had huge love for his grandchildren. He was extremely nice, soft, gentle, kind with his grandkids. Once He was out and Hussein was playing with his friends. So he went towards Hussein. Hussein saw his Nana coming and he ran. And Huzur also ran behind him. And he ran and he went into one corner. There was a corner, he could run no more. So Nabi Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam stretched his both hands out and then he went closer and grabbed hold of him and then kissed him, hugged him, giving him a ride on his shoulders. And he was saying, Husaynun minni wa ana min Husaynin, Husaynun sibtun min al-asbat. Hussein is mine and I am Hussein's. Hussein is a mighty grandson from among grandsons. He's going to have a large progeny and Khandan, his family is going to increase. Today, among the Sayyids around the world, there are both types of Sayyid, Hassani Sayyid and Hussaini Sayyid, but Hussaini Sayyids are more than Hassani Sayyid. Perhaps Huzur indicated towards us by this word, Sibtun min al-Asbat. He is a huge grandson from among the grandsons. So Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam used to love both his grandsons, Sayyidina Hassan and Sayyidina Hussein. Once Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam was sitting on the mimbar and Hassan was sitting by his side on the mimbar. Nabi Pak sallallahu alayhi wasallam was looking at the people and then looking at Hassan. And then looking at people and then looking at Hassan. Looking at people, then looking at Hassan. And then he remarked, Inna ibni hadha sayyid. وَلَعَلَّ اللَّهَ أَن يُصْلِحَ بِهِ بَيْنَ فِئَتَيْنِ عَظِيمَتَيْنِ مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. This son of mine is a sayyid. And I have great hope that Allah will reconcile through him between two huge armies of Muslims. Nabi Pak sallallahu alayhi wa sallam made this prophecy. And this prophecy materialized perhaps 30-35 years later. When Sayyiduna Ali karamallahu wajhahu was martyred in the year 40 after Hijrah, he was buried. Sayyiduna Hassan was made Khalifatul Muslimin. The people of Iraq, Ahlul Kufa, Ahlul Basra, Baghdad, they all gave their bay'at, pledged their allegiance to Sayyiduna Hassan. But on the other side in Sham, Damascus, was Sayyiduna Muawiyah. Sayyiduna Muawiyah and Sayyiduna Ali previously had a battle of Siffin in which there was a draw, nobody won. Now, when Sayyiduna Hassan got hold of the reign of Khilafah, the people of Iraq said, you should claim Khilafah back from Muawiyah. You own it, you deserve it. Your father was the rightful Khalifa. And he said, okay. They gathered an army of 40,000, huge army. Hafiz ibn Hajar Asqalani writes in Al-Isaba fi Tamyiz al-Sahaba that people had more love and obedience for Hassan than his father Ali because of his resemblance with his Nana Jan, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So the army, he was about 35, 36 at that time, 36, 37-year-old, and the army, he proceeded with the army. However, when they get to the battlefield, on the other side is the army of Sayyiduna Muawiyah radiallahu anhu. Here is Sayyiduna Hassan. Sayyiduna Muawiyah knows the nature of Hassan, that he is very soft. He doesn't like fights and wars. He will do sulah. So he sends two envoys to Hassan and he gives them an empty paper and he says, we will make peace and sulah. You can write in here whatever conditions you want and I will sign them. Sayyiduna Hassan first he said, is it true? Muawiyah is wanting this? Yes, yes. He thinks carefully and then he says, إِنَّ هَذِهِ الْأُمَّةَ قَدْ عَاسَتْ فِي دِمَائِهَا. There's been a lot of bloodshed previously. I don't like any bloodshed. I will make sulah with Muawiyah. And he wrote on there some conditions. They came back to Hazrat Muawiyah Hazrat Muawiyah said, everything is agreed. Signed it. Hazrat Hassan said, Muawiyah, you've been the governor of Sham for the past 20 years. Since the time of Umar radiallahu anhu, you know how to run the Khilafat better than me. You are older than me, you deserve it more. You take the reign of Khilafat. I am giving everything up and handing everything over to you. Everything is settled down. When the news spreads, people come and say, what have you done? We could have beaten them. There's a huge army of 40,000. I said, nah, I don't want fight. I don't want war. But why did you do this? Aarun ala amir al-mu'mineen. This is aar upon you, shame on you. Al-Hasan said, al-aar khayrun min al-nar. Aar is better than the nar of Jahannam. I don't want the fire of Jahannam. This is better for me. Hand it over to Muawiyah. Sayyidina Muawiyah radiallahu anhu came with the army. Both armies were on the verge of fighting, embraced one. Both Muslims. They both embraced one. Hazrat Muawiyah, Hazrat Hassan embraced one another. They both returned to Kufa. They come to the huge, massive Jami Masjid, which is jam-packed with people. And after Zohar Salah, Sayyidina Hassan radiallahu anhu gets on the mimbar. He delivers a beautiful speech in his fasih and eloquent language. He mentions to the people why he did sulh and why he demoted himself and handed over everything to Muawiyah. And then Sayyidina Muawiyah said to the mimbar, he thanks Sayyidina Hassan for his wisdom. And he says that we will work together and we will move on and take this ummah forward. After this, Sayyidina Muawiyah radiallahu anhu became Amirul Mu'mineen, the ruler of the Muslim community, and he remained like that for 20 years. He died in the year 60. This happens in the year 40, and after 60, he passed away. It was this incident which was prophesied by our Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam on the mimbar roughly 30 to 35, 36 years ago. This is Sayyidina Hassan radiallahu anhu, the elder brother of Sayyidina Hussein. Sayyidina Hussein was with him. And at this moment, Sayyidina Hussein was a bit reluctant as well. But he had no choice but to listen to his elder brother, because he respected his brother Hassan so much. He did whatever he said. So he said to Hassan, what are you doing? And Hassan said, there's khair in there, just forget it. It's not our piece of cake. We are Banu Hashim. This is not for us. Leave it to them. Hussein said, okay, if you think so. So, Sayyidina Hassan, Sayyidina Hussein, both great grandsons of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, Al-Hasan wal-Hussein Sayyida Shababi al-Jannah. Hassan and Hussein will be the leaders of the youth in Jannah. Meaning they were young at that time. So whosoever dies in young age, their leaders in Jannah will be Sayyidina Hassan and Sayyidina Hussein. He said regarding their mother, Fatimatu Sayyidatu Nisa'i Ahlul Jannah. Fatima will be the leader of the ladies of Jannah. And he said regarding Ali, Aliyun minni wa ana min aliyin wa la yuaddi anni illa ana aw aliyun. Man kuntu mawlahu fa aliyun mawlahu. Fazail of Sayyidina Ali. Sayyidina Ali karramallahu wajhahu is the Khalifa of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. When his time came, the right time for his appointment, he was the one who deserved it. He became Khalifa. Because when Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam died, Sayyidina Ali was only in his 30s. Sayyidina Abu Bakr was in his 60s. When he died, Sayyidina Umar was in his 60s. When he died, Sayyidina Uthman was in his 60s. And when he died, Sayyidina Ali was in his 60s. So that was the right time for their order of Khilafah. Sayyidina Ali karramallahu wajhahu has huge fadail, manaqib. Nabi Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave him his most beloved daughter, Hazrat Fatima radiallahu anha. He is the first person to embrace Islam among the young, the minors. The first among men is Sayyidina Abu Bakr. First among women is Sayyidatuna Khadija. The first among boys is Sayyidina Ali, because he was only 10 when he embraced Islam. And the first among slaves or freed slaves is Hazrat Sayyidina Zayd ibn Haritha radiallahu anhu. So, the whole family are blessed. Sayyidina Ali, Sayyidina Fatima, Sayyidina Hassan, Sayyidina Hussein. Nabi Pak sallallahu alayhi wasallam nurtures them, brings them up. We love our children. Sometimes we give them things we shouldn't be giving them. We buy them mobiles. Young kids don't need mobiles. When we were young, we never had mobiles, we never had phones. There were no phones in our homes. But life used to go on. I remember there was no phone. We had to go to the phone booth if we had needed to phone someone or somewhere. In Darul Bari, when I went to study in 1978, in the whole Darul there was only one phone. And there used to be queue if you wanted to phone home. And you had to put in 2 pence to phone, and then you went to 5, and then you went to 10 pence minimum. So mobile phones are not needed. We buy them, and then kids go on mobile, and their lives are wasted. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam once saw Sayyidina Hassan. There was some dates, khajurs of sadaqah. And Sayyidina Hassan took one khajur from the sadaqah and put it in his mouth to eat. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam saw him, and immediately he rushed, wait. He went and took it out of his mouth and put it back. And he said, do you not know that we are not allowed the mal of zakat and sadaqah? We can't eat it. It's haram for us. This is sadaqah. We can't eat it. You see the training. We would have thought that, well, it was only a date. What harm would have happened if he ate it? But no, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam wanted to nurture his grandchild and instill in his mind that what is not allowed is not allowed. What is haram is haram. Even this one khajur is haram for us. You can't eat it. So we have to nurture our children like Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam nurtured his grandchildren in spite of his immense love for them. He loved them. But that does not mean in your love you let them do everything which is wrong as well. So he nurtured them beautifully. Once Hazrat Fatima radiallahu anha had put on their hands 2 bracelets of silver. And they came running to meet Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, what is this, Fatima? Silver bracelet. No, not allowed for a man. He said, take them off. Take them off now. And he called Sauban. And he said, Sauban, take these and give them to so and so poor people. I don't want this type of zinat and beauty on my children. And then he said, get some bracelets made from ivory. Ivory, हाथी दांत से बनी हुई दो ले आओ, वो cheap quality है. That's all right, it's like plastic. And he put them on to make them happy, cheer them up. Said these silver bracelets, gold bracelets are not allowed for men, they're not allowed for boys either. What men can't wear, they shouldn't put on the children as well. So he nurtured them, their tarbiyat. This is called tarbiyat. He did their tarbiyat. And they were really pious, muttaqi, parhezgar. भाई मगरिब कितने बजे है? देर है, बोल सकता हूँ 45 तक के नहीं. अच्छा, माशाअल्लाह यहाँ मगरिब काफ़ी टाइम है, हमारे यहाँ तो जल्दी है, क्योंकि अभी बहुत बातें बाकी हैं. अब मैं वाइंडिंग अप नाउ. Sayyidina Hassan Hussein spend their time with Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Their upbringing is done in a beautiful manner. Nabi Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam passes away from this dunya. Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu is the Khalifa. Their bond and connection with Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu is very strong. People say there was animosity, hatred, bughz, kina, nafrat between Abu Bakr and Ali, between Abu Bakr and Fatima, between Abu Bakr and Hassan Hussein. This is all wrong, my friends. There was no hatred, no grudge, no nothing between them. They were all bahmi, shiro, shakar. Extreme love among them. In Sahih Bukhari, there is riwayat. Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu comes out of the masjid. Sayyidina Ali is with him. They're both walking and they see Hassan playing with kids. Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu takes him, hugs him, kisses him, and then he puts Hassan on his shoulders, lets him ride on him like his Nana Jan used to let him ride. Sayyidina Abu Bakr had seen him that once Nabi Pak sallallahu alayhi wasallam took Hassan and put him on his shoulders and he was walking with him. So someone remarked, "Oh, bhai Hassan, you got a beautiful ride." And Nabi Pak sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, "And the rider is also very beautiful." So he had seen Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam loving his grandson. So he put him on his shoulders, gave him a ride, and he was walking, and he said to Sayyidina Ali, "Bi abi shabihun bin Nabi, laysa shabihun bi Ali, wa Ali yathaq." May my father be sacrificed for this child. This child looks like his Nabi, not like Ali. He is like Nabi, not like Ali. And Ali was smiling and said, "You're right." Because Hassan was a copycat and lookalike of his Nana Jan. He resembled him so much. He reminded people of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Sayyidina Abu Bakr said he resembles Nabi, not Ali. And Ali was smiling and he said, "You're right, Abu Bakr." This shows that love and muhabbat among them. When Sayyida Fatima radiallahu anha was unwell, she was on her deathbed. Sayyiduna Abu Bakr's wife, Asma binti Umays radiallahu anha, was her nurse. She attended to every detail of her illness, and she used to provide medicine, look after her, take care of her. And Hazrat Abu Bakr was also worried. He was updated regularly about her condition. So he sent his wife, and Hazrat Fatima knows that Abu Bakr's wife Asma bint Umays is doing khidmat. She also made wasiyat. She said, "Asma, when people bury women, they lower the body into the grave, and I don't like it. The shape of the body, is visible. Is there something that can be done?" And Asma said, "Yes, I have been to Habasha, and the Christians of Habasha, Ethiopia, when lowering the body of a woman, they bring a sheet, a chadar, and they cover it, and then they lower the body. We bury in coffins, but they didn't bury in coffins. They used to just bring on a stretcher and take the chadar away and lower the body and put it in the grave." So Fatima said, "Can you please tell people to do that for me?" And Asma said, "No problem." She passed on that instruction, and that's how Hazrat Fatima was buried. And from that time, this sunnah of covering the body with a sheet when lowering into the grave, from Hazrat Fatima radiallahu anha. So there is great love between Sayyidina Abu Bakr, Sayyidina Ali, Sayyidina Fatima, Sayyidina Hassan, Sayyidina Hussain. Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu dies. He appoints Hazrat Umar as his Khalifa. There is great love between Hazrat Umar and Hazrat Ahl Bayt, family members of the Prophet ﷺ. In fact, Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu used to respect Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu so much that for important mashwaras, he would wait for Hazrat Ali karramallahu wajhu. He wouldn't decide any matter without consulting Sayyidina Ali karramallahu wajhu. Hence, the famous quote in the books of Nahw, "Lawla Aliyun lahalaka Umar." And another quote, "Qaziyatun wala Aba Hasanin laha." This is a qaziyya and Abu Hasan is not here. I wish he was here. Why is he not here? Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu would not decide anything without mashwara of Hazrat Ali karramallahu wajhu. Many cases can be mentioned. For example, this Muharram Tariq. Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu is the one who started this Tariq from Muharram and Hijrah. Long story behind it. Briefly, one of the governors wrote to Sayyidina Umar that you write letters to us. One letter comes, then another comes. Sometimes we get confused which one is the first and which one is the second. Can you please write some date so we can realize this is the first letter and this is the second letter? So Sayyidina Umar said, "He's right." So he gathered the Sahaba. What shall we do? Someone gave mashwara, you should start from the birth of the Prophet ﷺ. Someone said from the death of the Prophet ﷺ. Sayyidina Umar said, "No. From birth is other people's way death is something which is painful. We can't remember the death all the time. He said, Sayyidina Ali was silent. What's your mashwara? He said, I think you should start from hijrah. Because hijrah is the time when Islam was only a sentence. He took the mashwara of Sayyidina Ali and said, you start from hijrah. Month, someone said Ramzan, someone said Rabiul Awwal. But there was mashwara regarding Muharram. And Hazrat Umar said Muharram is right because normally Zul Hijjah finishes, Hajj finishes, people settle in their home. Most people reach their homes after returning from Hajj. And Hajj is something which gives a person fresh start, new life. All the sins of the past are forgiven. So we should start our new year from Muharram. So he started from Muharram. This mashwara was given by Hazrat Ali Karamallahu Wajhu and Hazrat Usman Ghani radiyallahu anhu. Both gave this mashwaras. So he used to make mashwara where there was mas'ala of people drinking alcohol. What punishment should they be given? Because Nabi Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam sometimes would just tell people to shame him. Sometimes they would hit him with stick or rope or anything that was their sandal or shoe. Sometimes he flogged 40. So Sayyidina Ali Karamullah, because cases increased. So Hazrat Umar said by in previously time of Huzur and Abu Bakr there was few cases. But now there are lots of cases coming because Islam is spreading. So we should make something, fix something, and that is one for all and everyone. So everybody give their mashwaras. Sayyidina Ali was silent. So Hazrat Umar said, Ali, why are you silent? Say something. And Sayyidina Ali said, Amirul Mu'mineen, I feel that you should give him 80 lashes. Because when a person is drunk, he says all sorts of things. And he slanders, he accuses, he swears. And the had of accusing someone of zina is 80 lashes. So the drunk should be given 80 lashes as well. Sayyidina Umar said, this is right, we will do this from now on. So he fixed the had of a drunkard as 80 lashes. So main mashwaras he used to make with Hazrat Ali Karamallahu Wajhahu. There was love among them. And you won't believe it. Sayyidina Umar once said to Sayyidina Ali, Ali, I have heard Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam say that on the day of Qiyamah, all relations will be cut off and severed except my relation which will remain. I want that relationship with Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Sayyidina Ali said, Ummul Mu'mineen, are you hinting towards Kulthum, my daughter? Because Sayyidina Ali had 5 children from Hazrat Fatima. Hassan Hussain, Zainab, Kulthum and Muhsin. Muhsin died in his infancy. Zainab and Kulthum survived. So Zainab was already married. Kulthum was still a virgin. So Kulthum. So he said, are you hinting towards Kulthum? And Sayyidina Umar said, yes. So Sayyidina Ali said, well, she has 2 other guardians besides me. I will consult them and then let you know. He comes home, he calls Hassan and Hussain and says, Amirul Mu'mineen, Sayyidina Umar has proposed for your sister, what's your mashwara? And they both said with one voice, dear father, at this moment of time, there is no one on the face of this earth more pious, more better, more virtuous than Umar ibn Khattab. You should give him our sister. So Sayyidina Ali Karamullah Wajhahu accepted the proposal and gave Kulthum to Sayyidina Umar radiyallahu anhu. Sayyidina Umar loved Kulthum. He used to shower so many gifts and presents upon her. He used to keep her happy, never go hungry on her. He had 2 children from Kulthum radiyallahu anha. Zayd, son, Zayd ibn al-Khattab, Zayd ibn Umar ibn al-Khattab, and 1 daughter as well. So that was their happy life, Sayyidina Umar with Sayyidina Ali and their connection. You know, if you hate someone, would you give them your daughter? If Ali hated Umar, would he give him his daughter? He liked him, he loved him, there was so much love among them. You know, what can you say? One night, Sayyidina Ali Karramallahu Wajhahu sees a dream that Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam led Fajr namaz. It was, now remember, it was the time of Khilafat of Umar radiallahu anhu. Umar radiallahu anhu remained Khalifa for 10 years. So during his reign, Khilafat, Sayyidina Ali saw this dream. That it was Fajr time, Nabi Pak sallallahu alayhi wasallam led Fajr namaz, he read a certain surah. And then after Salah, he turned around, he faced the people, he was reading his awrad and azkar. A lady came with a basket of dates, and there were beautiful large dates in there. Sayyidina Ali was there. Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam called him over and gave him 2 dates. He says they were really beautiful, sweet and tasty. I ate them. He says, I woke up in the morning, prayed my tahajjud, went for Fajr, and he prayed Fajr at the same spot which he saw in the dream. Sayyidina Umar led Fajr, he read those same surahs. After Salah, Sayyidina Umar turned around, he was reading his wazaif and awrad. A lady came with a basket of dates and gifted it to Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu. Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu took 2 dates and gave to Sayyidina Ali, and they were really tasty, large, beautiful dates. Sayyidina Amirul Mu'mineen, Sayyidina Ali karramallahu wajhahu said, can I have some more? And Sayyidina Umar said, if Rasulullah had given you more in the dream, I would have given you. Now what is this? Sayyidina Ali never told Hazrat Umar about the dream. Sayyidina Umar had kashf. This is called, mulaqat and meeting of arwah and souls in alami arwah. So Sayyidina Umar was there in that alami arwah when Sayyidina Ali was there, and he saw the whole incident. That is why he said, if Huzur had given you more, I would have given you more as well. Sayyidina Ali smiled, said, you're right. This is their muhabbat, my friends. I'll move on now. Sayyidina Umar is martyred. He used to look after Hazrat Hassan Hussain really well. There's so many incidents of that. He used to give them special gifts, special clothes from Yemen, special clothes for them, especially soon, tailored, made to measure. He used to look after them very nicely. They grew up. He dies in the year 24 after Hijrah. Sayyidina Usman becomes Khalifa. Sayyidina Usman is their Khalu, because their mother is Fatima. And their Khala, Hazrat Ruqayya and Hazrat Umm Kulthum, were in the nikah of Usman. So Usman is their Khalu. So there's so much muhabbat among them. Hazrat Usman used to shower gifts of presents upon them. And he was very nice to them. And Hazrat Hussain radiallahu anhu was now young, was strong. He went into many battles towards Azerbaijan and Khurasan, and many of those areas were conquered by the armies in which Sayyidina Hussain was a member of that army, a soldier in those armies. In the time of Usman Ghani radiallahu anhu, in the Sindh areas, in the Khurasan, Mawara'un Nahr, the Uzbekistan and Tajikistan, and these areas were conquered, Bukhara and Samarkand. Hazrat Hussain was in those battles. He was a main part, one of the main parts of those battles. He comes back to Medina Sharif, stays here. At the time of Shahadat Usman, when the rebels had surrounded Hazrat Usman's house for 40 days, Sahaba asked Hazrat Usman, you give us permission, we'll fight them and move them away from here. Usman Ghani radiallahu anhu said no. Sayyidina Ali came, Sayyidina Taa'la came, Sayyidina Zubair came. Give us permission, we'll finish them off. Because there were only 4,000 rebels, and Sahaba were 40,000 in the city of Medina. 40,000 can finish them off very quickly. But Hazrat Usman says, no, I don't want a single drop of blood to be spilled for saving my Khilafat. Let them do what they want. So Hazrat Ali Karamullah was scared that they might do something silly. So he sent Hassan and Hussein to stand guard at the house of Hazrat Usman Ghani radiallahu anhu. Talha sent his son Abdullah, Zubair sent his son Abdullah, and these youngsters, they used to give security, provide security for the house of Sayyidina Usman Ghani radiallahu anhu. When the rebels saw that, things are getting out of our hands, they jumped into the neighboring houses from one house to another, and then entered Hazrat Usman's house and killed him on Friday evening after Asr Salah whilst he was reading Quran Sharif. Sayyidina Ali came and he was angry at Hassan and Hussein. What did you do? I told you to guard over here. And they said, we didn't know, we were standing here with our swords and weapons, but they went from the other side. So Sayyidina Hassan, Hussein, Sayyidina Ali, they were all trying to protect Sayyidina Uthman radiallahu anhu. But what was to happen had happened. Sayyidina Ali became Khalifa. Now Sayyidina Hassan and Hussein were their left and right hands. They used to give mashwara to their father. They used to be with him through the thick and thin, support him. 5 years Khilafah, Jangi Jamal happens, Siffin happens, Nahrawan, the Harura and Khawarij battle happens. And one of the Kharijis, Ibn Muljim, in the year 40, Ramadan, 18 Ramadan, in the year 40 Hijrah, Ibn Muljim murders Sayyidina Ali Karamallahu Wajhahu whilst he was going for Fajr Namaz. Kills him, Shaheed. After 2-3 days, Sayyidina Ali dies, Hassan becomes Khalifa. And I've just told you that he did Sulh. After 6 months, he did Sulh with Muawiyah. He only remained Khalifa for 6 months. After 6 months, he handed it over to Muawiyah. In the year 50, Sayyidina Hassan dies. He was poisoned. Some of his enemies poisoned him, had him poisoned. He dies on the Shaheed in the year 50 after Hijrah. Now, among the household of the Prophet ﷺ, who is regarded as the senior? His younger brother, Sayyidina Hussein, because it is the year 50 after Hijrah. So Sayyidina Hussein is roughly 46. So he is the senior. He takes care of the household family members. Now, 10 years later, in the year 60, Hazrat Muawiyah, Sayyidina Muawiyah radiallahu anhu dies. He had appointed as his successor, Waliul Ahad, his own son Yazid ibn Muawiyah, who was only 33 at that time, and Hussein at that time was 56. So he felt, and people felt, that Hussein deserves to be the Khalifa more than Yazid ibn Muawiyah, who is only 33, or maybe 30. So Yazid sent a message to the governor of Medina, Muslim ibn Uqba, that get Hussein to do my bayat. Hussein, Abdullah ibn Zubair, and they were called over, and they said, no, we can't give bayat to Yazid at the moment. We can't accept him as Khalifa. He's too young for that position. So Muslim ibn Uqba wrote back, and Yazid was very harsh. In the meantime, these, Abdullah bin Zubair, Hussein, they left Medina and they traveled to Makkah Mukarramah. Now, Yazid removed the governor of Medina and replaced someone in his place. He said, you made a mistake, why did you let them go, whatever. Then Hazrat Hussein was in Makkah Mukarramah. Time passes by. The people of Iraq wrote to Sayyidina Hussein that we know that you deserve Khilafat more than him. We have not pledged our allegiance to him. We want to pledge our allegiance to you. You come to Iraq, Kufa, we will give you our support and we will give you our pledge. Now at this moment the Ummah is divided because Yazid ibn Muawiyah is in Damascus, Syria, and only the Ahlul Sham have given their bayat. Ahlul Iraq, Ahlul Misr, Ahlul Hijaz, all these areas had not pledged their allegiance to Yazid. We are not happy with him. So there's already divisions. Sayyidina Hussein is invited to get rid of this division and bring unity within the Muslim Ummah. He felt that he can bring that unity. So, in order to check out that what the people of Iraq are saying is true, he sent his cousin Muslim ibn Aqil ibn Abi Talib. He went there, he saw the people of Iraq, and he noticed that yes, everybody wants Sayyidina Hussein to come and take hold of the Khilafat, and they will give their bayat. There were maybe 30,000 people who were ready, who had pledged their allegiance at the hands of Muslim, that you are the naib and representative of Hussein. We are giving him bayat on your hands. So they pledged allegiance. So Muslim wrote a letter that yes, the letters you received are all true and people are gathered on you, they all want you, you come down. So Sayyidina Hussein left Makkah Mukarramah to travel to Iraq, Kufa. Some Sahaba were skeptic. They approached Sayyidina Hussein and they said, Hussein, it's not our piece of cake, leave it, don't go. But Hussein said, look, there is division in the Ummah already. So I just want to create unity and bring some stability within the Ummah. He said, Muslim has said 30,000 people have given bayat. I'll go and get this job done quickly and see what happens. So he left. With him were many of his family members and many of his friends, a caravan of about 150 people. They all moved towards Iraq. When they come to Qadisiyah, they received news that the tables have turned in Kufa. What happened was Yazid ibn Muawiyah heard what's happening, so he demoted the governor of Kufa, Nu'man ibn Bashir, and he promoted the ruthless leader Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad ibn Abi. And he said, deal with them harshly, and whoever has given bayat to Muslim for Hussein, finish him off and finish Muslim as well. So Ubaidullah was ruthless leader. He came to the parliament house. He disguised himself, and people thought Hussein is here. But when he entered the house and then he revealed himself, people were shocked. Now he called in the army, sent his soldiers around, started searching for Muslim ibn Aqil. Muslim ibn Aqil was found in the house of Hani ibn Abi Hani. Hani was called, he was killed. Muslim was caught, he was killed. And the people of Kufa ran off. He bribed many of the leaders of the tribes, gave them money, take your people away, turn them away from Hussein. All this money is yours. And the bribes worked, the leaders deserted, and there was nobody left. And Hussein was given the news that the people of Kufa have deceived you, and this is what's happened. Hur ibn Qais at-Tamimi met Sayyidina Umar, Sayyidina Hussein along the way in Qadisiyah, and he said to him, Sayyidina Hussein, don't go there. There's no khair in there for you. Just go back to Makkah. Hussein intended to return as well, but when the brothers of Muslim ibn Aqil, his cousin, found out, they said, no, we're not going without, revenge for our brother, retaliation. So Hussein said, I have sent Muslim, I have to support them. He moved on. They arrived at a place called Karbala. Hazrat Hussein said, what is the name of this place? And they said, it's called Karbala. He said, oh, Karbun wa bala'un. Karb means bechani, anxiety. And bala means musibat, calamity. This place is a place of karb and bala, anxiety and calamity, musibat or bechani. And that's exactly what happened. Ubaidullah bin Ziyad sent an army of 4,000 and Hussein has only 150 with him. What is 150 in comparison to 4,000? They surrounded Sayyidina Hussein and they said, proposed many things. Sayyidina Hussein also proposed, but they forced him to do things which were against the principles of Hussein. They said, you have to come with us to Kufa and give bayat to Ubaidullah bin Ziyad. Sayyidina Hussein said, but who is Ubaidullah bin Ziyad? He is not the Khalifa, he is only governor. I will go to Yazid, I'll settle with him. They said, no, you can't go, you have to do this. Sayyidina Hussein said, okay, we don't want to fight, just let us go back where we came. No, you're not going. They surrounded him. No, you can't have this. They stopped water. He was unable to get to the river to get drinking water. They were surrounded from all sides. Sayyidina Hussein said, okay, if you want fight, then, wait, give us respite till tonight. We'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow was Friday, next day. At night, he spent the night in Tahajjud Salah. When he rested a little bit, he saw his Nana Jan in his dream. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam came in his dream and said, Hussein, don't worry, be patient. Be patient. you can join us tomorrow. So he realized that I'm going to be shaheed. And this was prophesied by Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam many years ago. When Hussein was a baby, he was in his lap. And Nabi Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam began to cry, tears rolled on his cheek. Ummul Fadl asked, Ya Rasulullah, why are you crying? And he said, Jibreel came and told me that my ummah is going to kill my grandson. And I said, my ummah, my believers, yes, those who believe in you will kill him. That's what happened. It was Friday morning, and Sayyidina Hussein's friends and his not army, those who were with him, his companions, they tried to protect Sayyidina Hussein. And they fought, but they were getting killed one after the other by the other army. And then Hazrat Sayyidina Hussein was also in the battlefield. And he also was fighting bravely. The day moved on. It was nearly Zawal time. And the day was Jumu'ah. Because he's Musafir, he has to pray 2 rakat Zohar. No Jumu'ah on Musafir. And it's in an open area of Karbala. So he said, let us pray our namaz. I don't want to miss my namaz. And he prayed his Zohar namaz, and then fighting started again. And then they saw that wherever Sayyidina Hussein goes, they run away. They run away from that side because he was a brave warrior. He was son of Hazrat Ali Karamallahu Wajhahu, brave fighter. So some of the badbakht, they shot an arrow at him. And then Sinan ibn Abi Sinan al-Nakhai, he attacked him. Shimr zil Jawshan also attacked him. And Sinan severed his head from the body. Sayyidina Hussein was thirsty at that time. He was in a really terrible state. He had injuries in his whole body. And when Sayyidina Hussein fell, the whole army fell as well. And then the rogues, the rebels, the badmash, the gundas, the goons, they trampled the bodies with their horses. And one of them cut the head of Sayyidina Hussein and was holding it with the long zulfa hair and shaking it. And like cannibals, they were wandering around. And then they took the head of Sayyidina Hussein to Ubaydullah bin Ziyad in Kufa. Over here, Sayyidina Hussein was murdered. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. May Allah elevate Sayyidina Hussein's rank in Jannah. May Allah give him reward for his shahadat and his steadfastness. May Allah reward him for his efforts in uniting the ummah. What was destined had happened. And we can't do whatever is in taqdeer is going to happen. But Sayyidina Hussein, he sacrificed himself. Hazrat Pir Ghulam Habib Sahib once saw some people, lamenting, Nawha Matam, saying, Hi Hussein, Hi Hussein. So Sayyidina Hazrat Pir Sahib, Pir Ghulam Habib Sahib said, why don't say Hi Hussein, Hi Hussein? Say Wah Hussein, Wah Hussein. Wah Hussein, Wah Hussein, Shabash. You stuck to your guns, to your principles. You never gave up. नबी के नवासों ने गर्दन कटा दी, झुकाई नहीं थी. झुकाई नहीं, कटा दी गर्दन लेकिन झुकाई नहीं. So Sayyidina Hussein became shaheed in the Maidan of Karbala. Things happened, what was to happen after that. His head was taken to Ubaydullah bin Ziyad. He looked at it and he said, his face looks really nice. One Sahabi was there, he couldn't see it. He said, don't do that. I saw Nabi Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam kissing that face. And you are doing this to Hussein. He couldn't see it. Head was sent to Yazid bin Muawiyah and whole. The ladies were left. Among his sons, among his family members, 27 from Ahl Bayt were killed. 72 from his companions were shaheed. The ladies were left. Sayyidina Hussein's 4 brothers from his father's side were also killed. And many or 2 of his sons, Ali al-Akbar and others were killed as well. Ali al-Asghar remained. He was unwell, sick. So Hazrat Zainab kept him in the tent. When the goons went to that tent to kill him, she grabbed hold of him and said, leave our son, you can't go, leave him for us. So they went away. So Sayyidina Ali al-Asghar was saved. He is the one whom we know as Imam Zainul Abidin, Ali ibn Hussein ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib. So all these were taken to Kufa. From there they were sent to Damascus, to Yazid. It is said that Yazid was not happy with the incident. He said that he regretted it. Whatever happened, happened. Yazid then sent the family back to Medina Sharif and things moved on. Yazid didn't survive for long. He also died after 3 years after this incident. This incident happened on Muharram, 10th Ashura, 10th of Muharram, year 61 after Hijrah. And 3 years later, in year 64, Yazid was also killed. Ubaidullah bin Ziyad was killed in the year 67. Mukhtar ibn Abi Ubaid al-Thaqafi killed him. So this cycle moved on, happened. Sayyiduna Hussein was martyred Shaheed on this day of Ashura, the 10th of Muharram. It is with sadness we remember Sayyiduna Hussein. What can we do? Do some Isal Sawab. Will you do Isal Sawab? Hazrat Shaykh Rahmatullah Ali used to do one khatam of Quran every day for Hazrat Hussein and the Shuhada of Karbala, the 72 Shuhada. Can we not pray Yasin every day for them? Will you pray inshallah? May Allah give us tawfiq. At least pray one Yasin for the Shuhada of Karbala. Can we not give some sadaqah? If there is some sadaqah box outside, give 10 pounds sadaqah for Hazrat Hussein and the Shuhada of Karbala. And you will get du'as of the Shuhada of Karbala, tawajjuh, and they will pray for you in their graves, and they will, because your sawab reaches them. So and so, the son of so and so, send this. So and so, the daughter of so and so, send this. And they get happy, they make dua for you. So this is what we need to do, rather than crying and making ta'ziyah and demonstration and nawha and matam. Sharia does not allow that. If someone dies in your house, you can't do matam on them. So Sayyiduna Hussein was martyred so many 1400 years ago. We can't lament on that. We have to move on with our lives. This is what our Sharia teaches us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the understanding of the significance of Muharram, the month of Allah, the events that happened in there, the shahadat of Sayyiduna Hussein. Remember Ahlul Bayt, family of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, do some ihsan istawab to them. May Allah accept and be pleased with us. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin an-nabiyil ummi wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa sallim taslima. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin an-nabiyyi wa azwajihi ummahatil mu'minin wa dhurriyyatihi wa ahli baytihi kama sallaita ala Sayyidina Ibrahim wa ala ali Sayyidina Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Parvardigar Alam, accept our sitting over here. Give us tawfiq to learn and understand our deen and put into practice whatever we learn. Shower your rahmah and mercy upon Sayyidina Hussein and Shuhada of Karbala and the Ahlul Bayt of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Give us the tawfiq to understand the significance of Muharram and to fast in this month, especially on the day of Ashura and the days before and after it. Accept our humble efforts. Give us tawfiq to value our lives and do something productive and work for our life after death. Accept from us and be pleased with us. Wa sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqihi Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin.
Can I extend my sincere gratitude to every single one of us for attending the majlis? And can I also say,